All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Hajime no Ippo, Season 2, Episode 1. Okay.
Wow. It took us a while, but we are here.
We are actually beyond the initial breadth of Ippo episodes.
Mm-hmm. We had a crazy OVA.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Which means basically that we get to adjust things to a higher level of, I would say, boxing, specifically for Ippo going to the world stage, and also a higher quality probably of presentation, because this second season is actually not, it has like its own name. Like, I don't remember what it is exactly, but it has like its own separate thing. So it came out much later, and as far as I know, than the original show did. So probably going to get some really good high-level footage.
Nice.
With regards to that. So that's exciting.
And this first episode will probably set the tone for how this season of the show is going to go. Because, okay, world stage, but what exactly does that mean for Ippo and everybody else?
I think the first and foremost thing is it means potentially like really good players from other countries that you don't really have any prior buildup for, but also potential rematches. Yeah. Characters that you're like, oh, right, you would be over here. Yeah. You know, the Miyatas, the Dates. Yeah. Basically the big players out there where Ippo kind of has longed for the idea, specifically with Miyata here, to fight him on a stage like this, and we had a little bit of that build up for it in the movie that we watched in between this season and the previous one here. So exciting times, y'all! More Ippo, and y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Ooh,
new OP.
Ooh. The visuals are nice.
Right, yeah. At Mach 50. Oh no, of course you won't, Ippo.
The movement is so fluid. Like, oh, I love it.
Dang. Yeah, these two.
I think we're getting more motion of Ippo's hair in this opening so far than we have like in the entire show up till now.
Nah. There's some.
Okay. All right.
Challenger. Oh, nice. There was quite a bit of hair movement in the fights of the show, so I don't know. Oh, so it's just recapping that in case you didn't see the movie.
Right.
I just love the laser blast. Pew, 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 pew. A new first step.
Okay. Wow.
So they're kind of acknowledging it, that in some ways the progression of everything has kind of been rebooted, because you know, you conquered Japan, but in some ways
I hope that wasn't foreshadowing for something else bad happening to Ippo's mom.
Well, I mean,
because the last time that happened, just no problem.
What a badass. Yep.
Strong boy.
Umezawa!
Never.
Yeah! See, I am so, like, loving the updated art and colors and everything just for the...
It makes it pop
the characters.
That much more.
Everything pops, Yep. Also, I gotta say, Ippo looks like he looks like he's in that bridge between being a kid and an adult more. Whereas in the show before, he felt like he was either all kid or all adult. This, I'm like, I buy it. He's like 18 or 19 or something like that, you know? So he's an adult, but he's like, he's got that youthful kind of like chubby cheeks and stuff, and Yeah. Ooh, Kimura looks especially good. Oh, and Aoki's hair?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, well, if it is heating up, where's our... here he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ippo 君は日本フェザー級チャンピオンとして初防衛に成功。初めてジムに来た時のいじめられ。
Oh,
yeah.
Look how far we've come. Yep. Wow. Damn, Kamigawa.
All right.
Oh.
チャンピオンとしての貫禄が出てきましたね。
何は甘っちょろいこと。
Hmm.
構造に貫禄じゃと。まだまだじゃない。本当のチャンピオンにはほど遠いわ。小僧も青木も木村ももっと上を目指さねば。
Ooh, okay.
ヤギちゃん、篠田君、これからもビシビシとあいつらを鍛えるんじゃ。
Okay.
Is he speaking from some kind of area of experience here, given his boxing career, that, like, this is that point where you need to make sure you don't kind of laze about?
Probably. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, wow, 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 wow.
All right, are we gonna have another elephant drunk? Or trumpet?
Oh, oh. Yeah, we saw how you were in that movie, Ippo. You were
For shame.
yeah, disappointing.
I want to wrap snugly around your midsection.
That's Aoki's.
Oh my god.
Aoki's hands were all doing something, but then it's like, wait, at that angle, are you like holding her up here?
Or
yeah.
that's a shot. Wow. Of course.
Hey, cool. That connection they made in the OVA, yeah.
That's not talking like a chip.
Aww. I like it because it's like, well, sure, rivals, yeah, whatever, but like, he's so cool. Like, I mean, Hachi, Neko, or.
Oh yeah, no, the other dog that was way smaller, but it's all grown up now.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh my gosh,
Time really has passed.
Time has passed indeed. I like that, the wind up into a rhythm, and then when he hit the rhythm, he stayed there.
Yeah. Then Mashiba had to ruin everything.
Yeah, everything changed when the Oni-chan attacked, you know.
Basically.
The Oni-chan even. I love how, in a lot of ways, thinking back on that is something where you're like, there's a lot of recap, but in a lot of ways, Ippo never really saw him as being that far ahead of Miyata.
Oh, yeah.
なんだよ、ダウン3回目だぞ。手抜いてんじゃねえよ。手抜き？そう見えますか。流すだけの練習に切り替える。まだ。怪我してタイトルマッチを不意にしたいのか。
So was he overworking and thus he was losing to Kimura?
I don't know.
Because Kimura's a heavier boxer.
Right.
But still.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he had to go crazy in order to stay at the proper weight.
Oh.
Oh, so he might not be able to fight Ippo because.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but he wants to fight Ippo.
Wow. Wow. He could.
Oh,
Arnie
okay.
Crocodile?
Alright. Okay.
What I love about this is that even in
that finger movement.
Even in One Piece, all the crocodile characters have to have their hair slicked back. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. All right, Batman.
Yeah.
The
Go for it.
ultimate preparation. Okay, let's build up Arnie here.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Oh, oh.
Mm-hmm.
兄には手土産持たせてあります。手土産？今ここでお見せできないのが残念ですが、試合では必ず披露できる思います。名前はブラディ・クロス。
Okay.
All right,
Definitely
all right.
Sounds cool.
わかった。何？どうせ外してると思うが。
You'll be wrong, but hell, give it a try.
いや、カウンターだよ。もともと手が十字に交差するところから名付けられたんだ。つまり血の雨が。
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
That image.
Wrong, like I figured. Aoki died for our sins.
Oh. I don't think he's ever looked at Takamura that way.
Yeah.
Ever.
Whoa. I'm tapping out. Tapping out. Crap.
Really?
It means.
Yeah, the fact that they're it seems like they're underestimating Arnie.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, what I feel like is so terrifying for anyone that faces Miyata, well, from Miyata's perspective, is that he has to be able to leverage the fact that their motion is going to be what gives it. Oh, dang. Wow.
He's
seriously,
he's that dehydrated.
Wow, the mental fortitude.
That's
holy
insane.
crap.
That's
一郎体重126ポンドリミットいっぱい OK です
Whoa, just barely.
all right.
次の対戦相手探すより自分の次の仕事を探すんだな。試合が終わったらアーニーさんにベルトはないんだ。マネージャーも廃業だろうからな。
He knows how to talk.
That was pretty rude, but I mean, hey, the fight's already begun.
Yeah.
長丁場は持つまい。カウンターがうまいようだが、それさえ気をつければいい。
問題ない。彼がカウンターを打てばその場で試合は終わる。
Oh, a counter on a counter.
Yeah,
So Aoki was kind of right in that it's related to a counter.
right.
And it makes sense since Miyata favors counters, so... The fighting god descends. Okay.
Okay. The thing I'm primarily worried about is that they seem to be ending the episode where the fight begins, which means that they're either going to do the thing of where it goes into the next episode, or they're ending the fight right here.
They're not gonna do that.
Well, no, the reason why they could do that
あいつとの差を埋めるため
is that,
次に拳を交
you
え
know, would they start off the beginning of the season focusing entirely on Miyata?
Yeah, okay. Like, if they did that, then it would be known that Ippo needs to beat this guy.
Right.
タイトルを奪えばとりあえず
Dang it.
肩をな
Yeah, he's gonna lose. Crap.
Yeah, probably. Given that they said that the odds were in his favor before.
Yep.
さあかちょっとばかり遠回りしちまったがとりあえずそいつを埋めに行こうか
How much time is there between the weigh-in and the fight?
I think it's a day.
So he could carve up and basically, like, you know, do a bunch to kind of get
Yeah.
himself prepped.
But you
for
probably
it.
wouldn't want to do too much since you wouldn't be used to it.
Okay, I'll put the odds back at 50-50 now because they didn't actually go into the fight before the episode ended. Oh, are we gonna get a beach episode at some point? Oh, that would be wonderful. Yes, please
And
keep
an
zooming
actual,
out.
like, wholesome looking beach episode.
Oh,
wait, there
maybe
we go.
not. Maybe
Yeah,
not. Nekota! the hell?
There we go.
Oh my.
It's spicy, eh? But
And we
geez,
get
that face
an
Ippo.
English ED. Oh no. Oh no.
Who's that person? Is that supposed to be Kimura?
Oh yeah, who is that?
That looks like something
No.
different. Huh.
I have no idea what to think about that ED.
Me neither.
And yet it's not just the visuals, it's
Right.
the song as well. All right, well, we've got ourselves the next stage of things for Ippo as a show.
Yeah.
There was a lot of recap this episode, so the discussion's probably
Yep.
not going to be super heavy, but they did a lot of focus on bringing up what it looks like to be in the OBPF or the OPBF. Where it's basically like a regional area organization ranking, and Miyata is challenging the current champion
Right.
of this whole organization.
Yep. And
this whole, yeah,
and because of his situation with the weight and everything, it's not looking too great for him.
not looking good.
You know,
no.
like he is the challenger. That's true. But you know, when we had the equivalent with say Mashiba, it was because he was going to end up
right.
losing and then going up in weight class, right?
Yes.
And then that's where how he would continue, because even if Miyata does win here,
right.
they could still have there be sort of like that tragedy aspect of Miyata where he's able to fight Ippo, but he has to fight Ippo not at his, you know, true like fighting potential because he's in featherweight class. And then maybe after that, you know, then that would be the happiest ending. After that, then he moves up to lightweight.
Okay.
But
I gotta say though, I feel like they're building up another kind of thing to remind us how it went with Miyata in the past, in that something's going to steal Miyata and Ippo's match on a title match kind of epic showdown away, and it's this Arnie crocodile looking kind of American looking guy.
Dude. Yeah.
I mean, he's got like the name Arnie. Like, this guy's American.
Well,
he's blonde. He's kind of thick, and
I seem to recall them showing a British flag.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Arnie. That makes sense because Arnold is a very English name there. But where did you see the British flag?
When they introduced him as an opponent, that it flashed across the screen or something.
Are you meaning like? Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right. So it might be actually Australian then.
Yeah, I know. I think that is
Australia. The flag of Australia.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Well, that makes sense also as well because it's the OPBF.
Right. It's like, why would you have someone from America or Great Britain over there? Yeah.
Gotcha. So we got ourselves a sexy Australian, with those freaking models and stuff over there. Where it's like, I have a chiseled
awesome
jaw.
Accents and everything.
Right.
One of the things that I thought was kind of curious here, because since this is the first episode of a new season, and like normally for other shows when it's a new season, I don't expect too much in the literal sense from the first episode. It's more of establishing what the ground rules are for this new season. For Ippo, even more so because, the first season was 75, 76 episodes or whatever.
Right.
So this season also is a longer than normal one. It's not just like a 2-core, thing. So as far as I know,
I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see.
But one of the things that they did here is that they didn't just establish the idea of Miyata having a fight, right? And they're going into that here. But it was also for a lot of other people, like they brought up the idea of Aoki and Kimura could go the distance if they were really, pushed and trained and all that stuff. And Kamigawa was talking about that. But then also Takamura with, he has one match, and then after that he has like a world title match. That's a big deal. That is a really big deal.
Really big deal. And also in the OP, just wanted to bring that up because...
Oh, yeah, they had Takamura fighting somebody.
They had not only Takamura being shown there, they had a lot of characters where it's like, oh, wait, hold on. You got a hair upgrade. Like you noticed them, right? Like, let me see if I can find them here. They did basically like new challengers show up here, and then it's like, so we have
Takamura fighting a blonde dude.
Yeah. We have Sendo
and Mashiba. Yep.
But then the other one was Date.
Oh, that's Date?
That's Date, dude.
That's Date?
Look at the face.
No way.
Yeah. So let me pause here. Look at that.
No.
Look at that. That's freaking Date with a lion's mane.
What? Oh my god.
Yes. Like, can we please? Of all the legendary boxers that Ippo has faced in the past, just seeing that Date is still going out there.
He was already an actual literal dad, but this is Daddy Date.
Yeah, exactly. This is your mother, your sister, and your brother calls me daddy, basically.
But so
I'm gonna descend on you from the clouds on high like Mufasa and say, remember who I am,
Well, but that's one of the things that I've really wanted to see, because with Miyata, Ippo specifically wants to fight Miyata again. I get that, right? And Miyata was one of the first characters introduced in the show, so it makes sense, right? The genesis of it all fits. But one of the reasons why I personally am not as excited for the Miyata-Ippo fight as I would be, rematch, as I would be, say, for like an Ippo-Date rematch, is the idea that Ippo beat Miyata pretty early on. Now, granted, it was just a fluke, but Ippo's pretty devastatingly strong. Eventually he'd land a hit on Miyata and, Miyata would get crushed. But with Date, especially with, the hair increase, because, hair oftentimes means like, you know, there will be certain things that come along with like when characters have long hair, whether it's like
Sex appeal.
well, sex appeal definitely, but like wisdom and experience and all that stuff which Date already had plenty of.
Or
so
the rage of the beast.
yeah, exactly.
Uncaged.
Yes.
Untethered.
Yep. So since he beat Ippo and then went beyond and now has been competing at a world stage, I would love to see how the two of them would match up, because Date will not be the same boxer that he was before, right? And the hair is an example of that, right? Ippo isn't either. So, like, if the two of them fought again, what would even happen? Like,
Right.
like that. Oh man.
So in this episode, we got a lot of focus on kind of making sure that we caught up on where all the characters are, who's who, what's what,
Yep.
what's important to each character and stuff, dick jokes and all kinds of
That's right.
manicness. I feel like, if anything, I wasn't expecting a lot out of the first episode in terms of getting everything kind of baseline, foundationally set up. However, I am genuinely surprised that they basically were like, no, we're going to focus on Miyata and basically use him as a springboard to have a legitimate, like, serious title match fight where he's the challenger, but also we're going to give you the vibes like, he could lose here and it would be serious if he lost here.
Right, because he's gambling a lot every time he fights, and the fact that he's doing that while also fighting at a big disadvantage because of the whole weight situation, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question, do you get the vibe that the reason why he would be better in junior featherweight? Or is it junior featherweight or just lightweight?
Or maybe it'd be junior lightweight.
Or, something like that. Yeah, a higher weight class is because he'd be able to not just put on the extra weight because it's a more comfortable weight range for him, but it's something where he would actually have more punching power as well.
Definitely.
Because one of the things that I've been getting the vibe from Miyata a lot is the reason why he uses counters is he almost needs to, because he's not able to deliver enough force
on his own,
so he needs
he needs them to be going into it as well.
So obviously he wants to fight Ippo, right? He really wants that to happen. But what if let's say we end up with we have our cake and eat it where he actually wins this fight.
Okay.
But he realizes over the course of the fight that he's never doing this again. He's never gonna fight in featherweight again.
Yeah.
Does Ippo, even if this happens like way later, let's say Miyata leaves this weight class. So that means he joins the ranks with Mashiba or something like that. Wouldn't that be a cool thematic thing to kind of have this be a whole new first step where it's not just, Mashiba and Miyata moving up a weight class.
And potentially rematching.
Well, right. But I'm talking about having Ippo eventually maybe even move up a weight class.
Potentially.
And like have it be a thing where it's like, oh, now you're facing boxers that are bigger, faster, stronger, all that stuff. And it is kind of a reset, reboot on the progression of things for Ippo. Or do you think Ippo's going to be featherweight eternal, or at least for the most part?
Well, I actually was wondering a while back, I can't remember what episode it was for, but if they were going to do something like that.
Okay.
Because I know, just from a meta perspective, Ippo goes on, as a manga, is ridiculously long, right? So
it's like 1,200 chapters. Or something.
Exactly. And he's now at the world stage. So unless he has had some complication that made him reset, which wouldn't feel quite as epic, because then it's more retreading old ground rather than going to something new.
Sure.
And the idea that Ippo is really young, even though he's on the shorter side, so it doesn't seem like it would be as necessary for him to move up weight class, I think he totally could, because
it's not a dramatic change because of his height. It would be something where he would just basically not need to cut as much.
Right. Yeah.
I'm more kind of making little assumptions here with regards to that. I know it would be a dramatic change in terms of the flow of a boxing match, and his devastating power would be less spectacular in a higher weight class.
Are bigger, so
people are like, we're
if anything, I could see it being something where the biggest issue that he would have is maintaining speed. Yeah, because when you're taller, right, then being at a higher weight class makes sense, because that's where your body can function most optimally. Right. So for Mashiba and Miyata, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
For someone like Ippo, he could still put on the weight and have it be muscle just fine, because 126 pounds is not a lot of weight, right?
No, it's not. That's a really, really tight frame.
Yeah.
Like,
now, great. But the thing is that if he isn't taller, would it be something where that extra weight, he would still pack some of the most dynamite punches in the weight class,
right?
But would it be something where it would be easier to avoid because he would be a bit slower?
Well, they brought up that whole thing in the previous match. I think it was with Sendo, or the difference in range.
Yeah, the reach. Yeah, because that would become an even worse problem.
Right.
Like, and that would be
a huge deal with Mashiba back then. So.
Yes, that is true. And that would be a really great way if they wanted to keep Ippo being
the
underdog is make it so that the reach became more and more of an issue. Mm-hmm. That way he had to rely more on those tricks and maneuvering and things like that.
Right. And I think that's going to be a thing if Miyata loses here, for instance, is that this Arnie crocodile Aussie kind of gets built up as the next big opponent for Ippo, is that the guy himself is already pretty tall comparatively to Ippo. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that, Ippo's peekaboo style is really good for is really kind of ducking in and getting really close after you've blown past their jab or their big punch or what have you.
Sure.
And then it doesn't really matter with regards to the height difference, because
he's at his range.
He's at his range. He's able to deliver the blows that most people can't do at that close of a distance there. So I feel like we're in that build-up stage right now where it doesn't really matter whether or not Miyata wins or loses with regards to Ippo's story now. But depending on how Miyata chooses to change his career, if at all, regarding this win or loss, might make Ippo realize he does kind of care a little bit more about how his career aligns him with eventually bumping into Miyata, because he made up the whole thing, or not he made up, he channeled a lot of energy into his stare down with Takamura when he was like, I don't want you jinxing that. Shut up. And it was that moment where Takamura before this was like, you need to act more like a champ and stuff like that. And then Ippo basically is like, down boy. And then Takamura was like, I tap out.
Which is something that we've
never really seen before.
From either of them, really. Like Ippo has never done that kind of stare to anyone, really. Certainly not Takamura.
Well, certainly not Takamura,
Certainly not Takamura. Yeah. And usually Takamura doesn't cow to things like that. Maybe when it's like Kamigawa, he'll be like, okay, I need to train or something like that. Or stop hitting me with your cane. But, but not just from a stare. So.
I think that on some level, Takamura really does understand how important Miyata is to Ippo. It's just something that always rubs him the wrong way, because maybe Takamura sees Ippo in a better light than even Ippo sees Ippo.
Oh, sure.
So he's like, you should be looking maybe even a bit beyond that. Like, that was something he was trying to channel into the three of them, the three younger guys, of just like, hey, come on. Talk yourselves up pretty big. He was specifically doing that to Ippo of like, you're going to take the belt to the OPBF.
Right.
Peanut butter. That's going to be how I remember this. It's PB, and then I'll be able to remember the acronym.
Yeah. But
Oriental Pacific Boxing Foundation.
So do you think Miyata will win here?
The more and more I think about it, the less and less I think he's going to win. I was basically like, now he's definitely going to lose because they're building it up here. But then as they basically ended the episode, I was like, well, now it's back to 50-50. But then again, now that I think about it, I'm like, no, it's back to, I'll do 70-30 for Arnie.
Yeah. I'm in about the same boat. I think that Miyata is going to lose, but there's this aspect of it from when I think about like the meta narrative perspective, is that the idea of Ippo and Miyata fighting is something that's been sort of like carrot that's been dangled in front of the audience for a long time.
Sure.
So it feels like if Miyata could, like, it would be a really cathartic thing if Miyata could win, even if it was like putting way too much on the line and risking like his whole career and things like that. Yeah. And then he's able to face Ippo, and then maybe it's that it's not even really the match that they would have liked it to be, because Miyata is in this like tortured state in order to remain in featherweight. But yeah, from a technical side of things, I think that Arnie's going to win.
Yeah, I think Arnie's going to win in 2 rounds.
Whoa.
Yeah. I think that Arnie is going to hit him with the bloody cross, which, by the way, funniest image in Ippo ever.
Oh
is
my god!
Crucifix Aoki.
Yes.
That I
that
never
was
knew.
something.
I never knew I needed that.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I
Yes.
I need memes. I need memes of that like stat.
He
like
died for all our sins.
That was,
and Takamura will never live it down.
oh my god, that was so random and surprising, and yet it was also in conjunction with Aoki trying his genuine best to apply some critical thinking,
And it was good critical thinking.
and I think he was onto something there, though.
And
Is
that's
that it was a counter, maybe.
right. And that's like, okay, this is why spoilers can be so easy to get, is because just the name Bloody Cross, right?
Right.
Okay. Now his reasoning of, a counter is a cross, right?
Right.
Makes sense. Well, okay.
Well, there are counter crosses. Yes. Yes.
Uh,
a lot of yes. I'm just saying a lot of Miyata's usually are straights. His counters. His are less.
Gotcha.
Crosses.
Well,
but sorry. Go
But
ahead.
if you have that, and then you go, okay, what is Miyata's most fearsome thing? His counters. Cool.
Right, yeah.
So if you wanted a tool to work against Miyata, and apparently it did work against Miyata, it would probably be something that would work around his best, tool. So there you go. Like you could almost bank on that being what it is, because that's what you would want to come up with. Like,
right.
If you were going to be that cocky about the fact that, this will definitely destroy you, then it must be something that takes down your best strategy. Like,
right.
Yeah,
there's some matches where you specifically acknowledge that you're going to lose a matchup in a specific area, so you don't even lean into it at all.
Right, and then you just hold to your guns,
Right, and I would say that's more of the drawn-out match, which is something that Miyata actually wants, because he's an outboxer. So that's good for Miyata. However,
stamina.
I'm saying that is if that was the strategy. But given that the actual strategy is no, this is something that's specifically against his counters, he's leaning to counter the thing that would counter him. That's something that I would say is also something that, in a gaming sense, that can flop really hard. And if you lean too hard into it, it can end up being something where it is effective, but it's not effective enough to have lasting implications. And then everything shifts back once the person who got countered whose counter got countered, they realize, I can just do my regular game plan now, and I'll probably win.
Right.
Because this person is going all in on a strategy that is very hyper-specific. So in that sense, if Miyata wins, this is how I see it's going to be. He's going to do some kind of counter thing, and what it is it's some level of like a feint or something.
Yeah.
And a cross meaning something where it's, like a hook. It's coming in across here. So Miyata gets into devastating range because of his counter. He has to close that distance because he's using them kind of coming into him here.
Yeah.
So in that moment, Miyata leaves himself exposed on one of his sides wherever he's not doing the counter. And maybe it's just a speed thing where he just goes in, here it is, cool. Now I come in with a left cross and I hit him right in the temple here. What I imagine is the bloody part is it either has something to do with just the face contact. That's where all the blood is going to be coming from in general. So I imagine he's aiming for the nose, he's aiming for the jaw, he's aiming for the temple, all these weak points in the face or what have you. But given that this guy has Ippo level punches, means that if he hits him in a specific point like the jaw or the temple,
that's bad.
Miyata could just be done and then the fight's over.
Yep.
So my worry is that it's going to be a thing of where he hits him in a really sensitive point. Miyata's dazed. He survives the first round by basically just outboxing and defending. Second round, Miyata tries to basically apply some aspect of his strategy again. And he's just way too obvious. He's taken way too much damage. And it's the thing of he risks so much with every move. And then it's not even, he doesn't even need to use a bloody cross or something like that. He just 1-2, and Miyata's just done.
Yeah, because I feel like the whole thing with Miyata's weight issue is kind of the worst problem for him almost.
Yes.
Because his is all about finesse and speed and outmaneuvering them. So if you take down the effectiveness or how well your body's doing, then that means that because he's playing a fine game, right?
Right.
You know, because if he does get hit, he can get destroyed. So so if it's something where he needs to have fine-tuned control of his body in order to outmaneuver them, and he doesn't have as good control of his body because of the weight problem, that doesn't seem like a good combination for him. Like,
this reminds me of the D&D character that you play that bumps their AC to stupidly high levels, but their hit points are so low that basically this is the equivalent
get scratched once and
they're just done.
Yeah.
Or basically Miyata's better than that. He can take more than a few scratches, but it's where, because of this lingering effect, if you ever roll a nat 1 ever, if for anything, you lose like 5 AC or something.
It's just it's
just a problem. So basically, his thing is all about maximizing percentages and all that, and his min-maxing game plan is already at a disadvantage because he's coming in with the lack of energy and lack of mental focus. Although I want to say that scene where we saw the water and he was not brutal. Sweating and the water starts to have this sound there, I will say that as someone that has done like not ever really extreme style of things like this, but has done cutting, you know, has done like really tight, like intense fasting and stuff like that for like getting things down a specific way. The smells and the senses and all that get heightened to things like food and what have you, to where it just was like this overwhelming, like,
and having it be that way for food is one thing. That's one thing, because you can go without food and be okay, you know,
quite
for
a
the
bit.
most part. Yeah, quite a bit. When it's water. Like I would understand that maybe if it was something where it was like, you know, I mean, maybe the weigh-in was like the next day or something. But you do not want to have that for any extended period of time for sure. Like,
I remember watching a YouTube video where someone was talking about basically like sweat, like like weight loss through like intense, like, what is it called? It's called like sun. It's like a sun specific thing, or like heat boxing. Is that it? It's got a specific thing with regards to like heat or sun or what have you, and you basically just dehydrate your body over a long period of time right before whenever you're gonna do. Basically, this was an actor, I think it was Chris Hemsworth or something like that. Or Chris Pratt or something, for one of the Marvel movies where they're supposed to be shirtless. I think it was Hemsworth, and like Thor 2, remember that scene where he's all veins popping out and everything like that? He had done the sweating stuff for like 2 days before
where you
that.
like work out in a sauna.
Where you drink like no water. So that everything is just like, blah. And he's like, that's super dangerous. Don't ever do this without professionals. I will probably rarely, if ever, do it again. It's serious.
And doing that so that you can pose on a camera.
So you can pose is one thing.
Doing it so you can compete against somebody that wants to beat your face in, that's another. That is a whole different ball game. Because like, why would you do that?
Right, because even though they get a day after the weigh-in to, or I believe that's what it is.
I think so.
That makes sense. Yes, it's some amount of time. You can't
undo all of that stuff.
You can't undo all that stuff.
Like if you were to try to, that would probably be bad because your body wouldn't be used to that. So
you'd almost want to take like little sips of water and like what would you even do? Like take some kind of raw potassium electrolyte kind of supplements or what have you?
No idea.
I just feel for Miyata here. Although this does remind me a lot of what they did in the OVA a bit in the previous one we just watched. And that was that Kimura feels a lot like Miyata feels like Kimura did back then. He's coming in very much the underdog. And yet, while the show is telling us that he's favored, they don't know exactly what's going on with Miyata, which makes me feel like he's going to lose. So, hey, here we go. We got a lot of stuff built up here. But we get a Miyata match against a new challenger approaches. And I can't wait to see Date.
Yeah, Date.
Oh my god!
Like, awesome. I can't believe that's actually Date.
I was like waiting,
did not recognize him at all.
Like once I saw him, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Date, and I was like, I'm gonna wait until like we're done, and I'm gonna go back and check. Because I'm like, I'm 99% sure that's Date.
I was like, oh, a new character. Like,
no, the new character is the one in the ED. I want to know who that is.
And then the person fighting Takamura.
watch it actually be someone from Ippo's past that he fought as a boxer and coming to join the Kamogawa gym. Watch. That's what I could see it being. It's someone that he fought like forever ago. What was the clinching boy? Did he kind of look like that?
I want to say that was Kobashi.
Kobashi, that's
because it was like, Kobayashi, like the impossible situation.
Right.
Yeah.
So I could see that being. I have to go and remind myself what they look like again, but yeah.
Well, someone mentioned that there was something in the manga that was just cut from the anime for time or whatever that the what was it? There was a title fight that was between Kobashi and
Hayami.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Hayami was good boy, if I remember correctly.
He was the shotgun guy.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Can't remember. But that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. But okay. Season 2, here we are.
Season 2, it
World
looks
stage.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Like, the OP especially. Like,
it
that
looks
was
so good.
Wow. Yeah.
Sweet visuals. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general, and you can talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
That's right, because, you've never heard of Battle Lines before. Yeah, it's on Amazon. If you haven't gotten it yet, what are you doing? Link in the description. Go check it out.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see it there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.